let's go fishing. You know it's really great, let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes, let's go fishing. It's easy when you try, floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike.
Yeah, good evening, folks. In case you don't know, I'm Mike Cox. This is Jeff Phillips. I want to welcome him to the Let's Go Fishing Show. Steve's not going to be able to make it tonight. He had a prior commitment, and he throwed it off on me and Jeff. And I hope that we can entertain you for a few minutes anyway, and forgive all the mistakes that we make, because we know we'll make a bunch of them. Anyway, we're glad to have all you people viewing the show, and one thing for sure, we want you to remember the sponsors, as he couldn't do it without them, that's for sure. Hope everybody's been out catching some fish when the weather's kind of changed up here a little bit, and maybe we can get back out there this weekend and try them again too. Glad to have Jeff here with me today. He's my fishing partner every now and then when I can talk him into it.
That's about all we do is fish, though.
Yeah, that way we get to drown a minute or two anyway.
Yeah, we drowned in a minute.
Been nice days being out, especially last Sunday when we got to go down for a little while. We got a little bit of crappie film. We didn't do all that good. We done a lot of running around hunting. Went plumb into Tiny River trying to find clean water, and when we did find some, it was a little bit decent. We couldn't catch nothing out of it. Everybody seemed to be fishing out there in the muddy water from what we seen. A lot of bass boats fishing and stuff, several crappie fishermen. And we've fished out there on the main channel and finally come back in the mouth of the creek there and caught 2 or 3 crappie, mostly catching stripe again. Them dang stripe have been aggravating us to death. But we've had reports of people catching some fish. I don't know, you was talking about the fella that's over on Loudon.
I fished over in Turkey Creek trolling.
Yeah, trolling.
He went today, said he got blowed off the water, but it was Monday and Tuesday. Went and said about half a day. He went home. He had him a limit. Said it wasn't that big. He said they was 12, 13 inches. He said, but he's getting a freezer full.
Yeah, you're getting a freezer full. Can't beat that.
He's trolling. He
ain't
fishing within meters. He's
staying back in the creek there.
Yeah.
A little bit clear.
Yep. And that's what he'd said.
Yeah.
And, using them bandits.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
The blues and the chartreuse colors. Shallow side, he said he's running 6 to 8 feet deep. And then on the deep side rods, he was 10 to 12, 14. Must have been working.
Yeah.
He said there's one time, said he had 3 on it at one time.
Oh, sure.
We just like to get 1 on it one time.
Yeah, that's good. That's for sure. Anyway, Steve got Harold Atkins sent him a picture. Him and his grandson, they was down there Sunday, but they was in Caney Creek, and he didn't really tell me how they caught them. He just said they was in Caney Creek, and they sent that picture. Man, they caught a nice load of crappie down there. Harold and his grandson. There's a picture of them right there. Man, he done real good.
Nice.
That's real good. Nice mess of crappie.
You're going to have to do that.
Yeah. I've fished Caney Creek there 2 weeks in a row.
Hey folks, here at Tim Stires, there's the times that they're open. They, light truck, automobiles, that kind of thing. So just walk through here and give you a quick look at what they've got in stock here. I mean, you know, it's it's just, I don't know, man. They must be a couple of thousand tires in here right now, if not more. Sizes, shapes. You truckers, you know the word. This is the place to get your tires for your trucks. And these over here, getting a little bigger sizes, light trucks, heavier automobiles, this kind of thing. And as you can just see back through there, it's just, heck, I don't know, this building's probably about 300 feet, one end to the other, and they're wall to wall. Remember Tim's Tires, folks. That's down here on Highway 27 on your way into Harriman, and get the best deals they're going. So give them a call, price check, whatever you want to, and if you want a special tire that they might not have, you could, they'll definitely get it for you. Tim's Tires. Let people know what we represent.
That's what we're all about. We do try to do an honest day's work for the people, and we've got operators from all over the DOE sites, TVA sites, the outside contractors. We're just about everywhere you see a heavy piece of equipment, good chance that you'll see an operating engineer on it, rather it be Barnhard. I'd like to mention them, All Crane, and all of them that's signatory to us. We have over 100 contractors that's signatory to us, so I definitely appreciate those guys all the way in Chattanooga, Kingsport, Tullahoma, throughout all the way all the way up to Johnson City. So we do cover a big area, and just let us know if we can be any help to local contractors that come through these areas. We'll definitely send you some people.
All right, David. I appreciate all those good words, and we'll get this on the air, and I want to thank you again.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, folks. I got a paper here that Jeff had copied off from us. Not last Sunday, but the Sunday before. Me and Jeff was down there, and we was down there around Sand Island fishing in that area down there, and I think we left about 5 o'clock, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because we wanted to get back to see Tennessee play basketball. And then later on in the week, they come back, and Jeff told me that there was a canoe had turned over down there at Sand Island, and he asked me if we wasn't right there at it, and I said, yeah, we run by it though down there. It was close, and he said that a man drowned down there on Sunday next to Sand Island. And, well, the thing is, canoe overturned Sunday, sent officers down to Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency to watch a bar after call people in the water. TWRA officers stand by, pulled 3 men from the water near Sand Island. One of the men was unresponsive. I'd say that wind was blowing like it was hard to fish anything out
It says 15 to 20 mile an hour. Nah, it's blowing harder than that.
It was blowing a lot harder than that.
It's coming over the front end, the back of your boat.
Yeah.
And we couldn't fish out in the middle, that's for sure. We tried.
We tried that. The water was muddy, so we left there and went and started back in the hollers fishing around places, trying to find some crappie. And yeah.
That's the day we seen the guy in the little dinghy go out through there.
Yeah.
And all you could see was the waves, couldn't hardly see him.
Said all 3 men were wearing life jackets. They got one, I reckon, hypothermia or something.
That's what the article said, yeah.
Yeah, got him. So, and I tell you, you gotta be careful when you get out there. I've seen the times that that bass boat wasn't big enough to handle some of the waves down there in certain parts of that lake. You know, it's just like the lost sea up there. When it gets going the right way and it's coming out of Mill Creek and headed toward Lost Creek, it gets rough time you get out there at Point 19 and up through there around Pilot Island. And I sure hated to hear that fella drowned down there the same day we was down there fishing.
It's showing the same thing we have seen, 55-degree water, so
Yeah.
54 degrees.
Yeah, that's right. That's something else.
And I'm sure once they got wet, that wind blowing like that, it was a lot colder than that.
Oh, I guarantee. I sure hated to hear that, but it's time they publish that out so people can read and hear about it. Know that it is dangerous out there on that water, even if you are wearing your life jackets when you in a boat that said they was in a canoe. You know,
Like Steve said last week, you know, little common sense with that wind blowing like that and them waves might have kept that from happening.
Yeah.
I like to be on the water, but
Yeah.
something like that, that's kind of might have been one of them days you need to stay home.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're rolling, white capping and everything like it was, swells and stuff. Yeah.
We didn't see 2 or 3 boats that day.
Mm-mm.
No, we was by ourselves at the launch ramp.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's something else out there. I sure hated to hear that. But anyway, we get back to the fishing part of it. We got 4 or 5 minutes of film there, and we caught a few fish, but didn't have that many keepers, but mostly catching stripe and a little bit of everything else. Most of our fish, we found that little bit of clean water, and we went back in the holler enough that we fished some structure there. It was 10 foot on top of it down to about 20, 25 foot, and we never got a bite out of it, even though the water was clean, you know, or it was fairly clear anyway. And then we come up, eased on back out deeper, and that's when we caught a few crappie. And they was out there around that 30-foot range, but I couldn't see no minnows or anything up close to the top to think that them fish could be caught trolling like some of them say that they're doing. But, you know, every creek's different. Water temperature or whatever, color of the water and all that.
You went in there shallow with the bobber, plus you threw them grubs.
Yeah.
And never got the first strike.
Never got the first strike. Beat all I ever seen. I don't know, maybe that lower end ain't as good as I thought it was going to be. I just hope that main channel ever gets cleared up, see what's going on. Maybe. You want to show that film for us? Okay, folks, I'm back down here on Watch Bar. Put in down here right below Uchi. We're looking at 53-degree water temperature. You can see this line right here. That should be where your water temperature changes right there, about 4 or 5 foot deep. Hadn't been seeing no, well, there could be some minnows down here. But we're about 14 foot here now. See what's going on. We're gonna ease out here and see what them crappie want to bite. We're hoping this water's cleared up a little bit. It ain't real clear, but it's a lot better than what it was. So anyway, got Jeff with me here today, and we're gonna drown a few minnows and hopefully we can do something. We had a report that there was a few fish being caught, so we'll get out here and try it. Stick with us and remember the sponsors. Let's go fishing. Okay, folks, Jeff caught us first crappie there. We've been all day hunting them rascals. We're gonna measure him and see if he'll make it. He'll be close. But, Anyway, caught him down there. I don't know what is it, 38 feet, something like that. So, and I tell you, we've been from 2 foot to 50 foot, and that's the first crappie bite we've had. We had to come all the way up in here in the piney trying to find clean water. But yeah, we'll measure him out there and see what we got. Maybe we can find a few more down there. I hope. He's gonna be just a tad short, ain't he?
Yep.
Okay. We'll throw him back and get him next year.
Back on this side.
Yeah. Put him back on that side. We'll get him next year when he gets a little bigger. All right, we'll stay after him here. Maybe we can find some before the day's over with. All right, Jeff found one there. Yeah, I believe that might keep, Jeff. Yeah, we'll throw that rascal in the box and after we check him for length and
It'll be close.
yeah, he'll make it. I believe he'll make it. So we double check him here and see. You got it. Yeah, look yonder. Yeah, buddy, look yonder.
You'll have to get your knife ready.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, 11 inches. Huh, okay. Well, maybe we can find a few more here that ain't got their jaws locked up. I just lay it there on the floor in front of the seat. It'll be all right. Yeah. Okay, folks. Looks like Jeff, yeah, he got a crappie. That might measure too. We'll have to check him out and see. That's a dandy. Yeah.
Give him a minute.
Yeah, he didn't get your minute. Well, we'll put him on the board and see what he says here. Look yonder. Just, yeah, he touching the line.
You touch it.
Yeah.
We'll take him home with us.
Yeah, that'll be all right. We can get him before he goes back now.
You caught that in twice.
Caught him twice, dude. Old paper mouse rascal.
There you go.
Yeah. Put him in the box. All right, now we got one on there. Jeff found him a nice one there. Real nice one. Yes, sir. That's about 14, 15 inches. Good crappie. Good crappie. Yeah, he'll fill the frying pan up, that's for sure. Yes, sir. We'll put him in the box and see if we can't get a few more here right quick. All right, there's one here. I think he's a little bit too little, Jeff. We'll get him on there and check him out and see, but I don't think he'll make it. Okay, folks, sun's going behind the hill over there, and we've had some rockfish. Over yonder's one. Come up, yeah, they still out there breaking. Run in here, looked like they was chasing some pretty big shad. There's stripe one they was trying to eat, but there's a pretty good little break took off here a minute ago. But, anyway, here comes you a bald eagle right there. I hope you can see him flying in. Yeah, we might be able to. He lit in the tree up there. There he comes. Yeah, there he is. Who was this thing? Him for a minute. See if I can find him on that thing. Limb there. Can't seem to find him there on there, but I know he's up in that tree right there. Oh, he's still hanging us on that limb.
He didn't fly off, I know that.
No.
I mean, he's looking for something.
Yeah. There he is. There he is. Yeah. I got him right there now. Yeah, you can see his white head sticking up right there. Zoomed in all I can, but yeah, that's there he is. He's looking, having him a good time. Okay. We'll get our boat on the trailer. See if we can head toward the barn, yeah. Maybe we'll try it again next weekend. This water clears on up a little more. Boy, I'll tell you what, trying to find that dude when he gets in them limbs or something else. But,
Boy, it's a pretty thing, huh?
oh, he's a pretty one. You ain't kidding. He just kept flying back and forth. What we was sitting there fishing, and these dang rockfish, I thought that it was something else out there breaking, them lake loons or something else. And then all of a sudden I seen that one come up out there, and he was them rockfish. He come up out there
Wearing them minnows
in
out
the
there.
middle. And
About 10, 15 minutes.
yeah, and them minnows that they was after looked like 6, 8 inches long. They had a whole school of them brought up right there, and was working on them, and turned around and looked, and all of a sudden here that eagle come flying through there, and he swooped up in that one tree, and then he left it and went back over to another tree, and then back and forth there 2 or 3 times, and then he got behind them limbs and couldn't hardly see him. And I finally got the camera and zoomed it in, and then had a hard time finding him up there in the tree when I did get zoomed in on him. But yeah, he is a beautiful bird, there ain't no doubt about it. That's something else to see.
You get outside and you see all sorts of stuff like that around
Oh,
the
yeah.
lakes and in the woods and
You
stuff.
ain't kidding.
We've seen deer swim across the hollers and through the woods and play, squirrel.
Yeah, hear the turkeys hollering and everything else. Down
You've
there.
hollered back at a couple of them too, I think.
Yeah.
Especially them hoot owls.
Yeah, that's
Get
right.
them hoot owls.
That's right. Them hoot out, something else. down there at Dale Holler, they got a Eagle Watch, they call it, down there at Lilydale. They load them up on that big old, like a pontoon boat or barge or something, and they cruise around right there at the forks of the river, hunting them eagles where them people can get in there and take pictures of them and stuff. And, yeah, I've seen them over here next to Bull Run, and seen them several different places down on watch bars. So hopefully that population will keep growing and make it a lot easier for.
We need to see stuff like that and remember where we come from.
That's right. That's
What
right.
that eagle stands for.
It's been a many years that I've been out there on the lakes and never seen one growing up like that to the last 10, 12 years, you know. So they've made a heck of a comeback from almost being extinct, you know. I forget now how many they said they was at one time, but I don't even think they
I think that's why they got that sanctuary started up there at Dollywood.
Yeah.
It was
After
to
that,
kind of help out the population.
that's for sure. That's for sure. You know, and ospreys was a protected species there for a long time, and now they just plentiful. You know.
Like I say, there's a lot of nature out there to see from
A lot of nature.
the sun comes up till it goes down.
Yeah. You can see on that, when we put the boat in the water, and I was filming the graph there and electronics, and you can see that thermocline down there. So that water underneath it, I don't know whether it's colder or warmer or whatever, but we've seen some minerals to start off with, and we got on out there, and seemed like you couldn't find nothing. And don't seem like you could get nothing back there in the hollers either. The water just didn't seem to be that clear back there. I don't know what was going on down there, but they was running water pretty good. We just ain't found the right trick to them yet, and hopefully we'll try them
Like to
again.
practice a little more.
Yeah, I like going anyway.
That's right.
But, yeah, we had a good
Yeah,
time.
right.
Sure did. Well, Jeff, I'm glad you printed all this stuff off here in TWRA, and you said you was
This
trying
stuff come off of their Twitter site plus their TWRA app. Really interesting stuff, and talks about their the Tennessee the Wildcast shows they have on, and I think it's on Saturday mornings on that News Talk, and possibly on one of the local broadcasting channels.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff. That where you've been talking about getting ready to go fishing, your boats and everything. Some of the regulations, road regulations, whatever you want to call it, that you have to have in the state of Tennessee. Starting out with your basic safety equipment, your life jackets, your fire extinguishers, your, what do you call that, notification device, a whistle, horn.
Sounding device.
A sounding device, that was the word you used for it. But, and from that on down to launching your boat, and there was another article in there that said launch ramp etiquette.
Yeah.
States in one of these papers here that what a no-wake zone is. I bet you could tell us what a no-wake zone is, can't you?
I mean, idle only.
Yeah, better idle only. Within 300 feet of the marinas, whether it's marked or unmarked. And in the etiquette wise, if it's just a public launch ramp, whether it be gravel or a concrete ramp at the big blacktop parking lot, idle in, idle out. There could be a $500 John boat sitting there. It could be a $200,000 wakeboard boat sitting there, tied up against that dock. one jet ski comes swiping by, do a lot of damage in a hurry.
That's right.
And I've had mine done that way, and I know you've had yours did that way.
Yeah.
And hurt your feelings, you know.
Especially when you take it to get it fixed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hurts your pocketbook.
Yeah. Sure enough, but you know that, and one of the articles, it says what the owner of that craft's responsibility is. You're responsible for that boat.
That's right.
You're responsible for your wake. That guy's responsible for his.
Yep.
You know, bass boat's gonna pull a big wake with them paddle boarders and them kayakers around. You know, show him a little respect, and hopefully them big boats will show us some respect.
Yeah.
But just because somebody else is in your boat, don't mean you're not responsible for it.
Yeah,
Says
that's
right
what it
there.
says right there.
Yep.
The owner of the vessel may be responsible for any injuries or damage done by his or her vessel, whether they're in it or present in it or not.
Yep. Also, you gotta watch who you on your boat to also. It also states there about registering your boats.
Yeah.
That number stays with your boat. You can't change that number.
No, it sure can't.
You talked about your fishing license, and you said you got your new lifetime fishing license.
Yeah, sure
It
did.
pays off to get old, don't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
I wonder if Steve got his yet, so he gotta wait another year.
It'll pay off if I get another 10.
Get another
years.
10 years. Sure enough.
Yeah, they
But,
offered it there at $5 a year. That I went back and bought one every year, or you can get from now on for $50, and then they charge you $5 for the card to send back to you. And of course, they get $1 for typing it up, sending it in, and everything. But yeah.
You know, we're seeing a lot of jet skis
Oh yeah.
everywhere. You're seeing, there's no way these kids, I was one, my boy was one, could be 12 years old. 1989.
89.
If you was born after 89, you have to have that Tennessee boater certificate.
Yeah.
It says on this website, gives 3 or 4 different ways to get a practice test and where to take the test. I believe they said you can take it online now,
Yeah.
or you could go to I can't think what they call it, one of them boating.
Classes they have.
Yeah.
CWR.
It lists it where they're at. It says if you are over 18 and are on one of these watercrafts or operating a boat, you still have to have it. Anybody under the age of 12, I think, can operate a boat with an 8.5 horse motor or less on it. If someone 18 or over is in the vessel with them that can take over immediate control, but only if they're required to have that boater education, if they have that card with them, and they have to have it with them at all times.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that's the way I read it
Oh,
correctly.
yeah, that's right.
And, you know, a lot of people don't know it. I
Yeah.
talked to the guy last year, his son's a year younger than Jeffrey, 21, 22. And, he was talking about him riding jet skis down to Sandbar. And, I said, he got his boater's registration? He said, no, he ain't got to have this. He does too. I said, if he was born after 1989, I said, he has to have it. He said, well, he's fixing to buy one. I said, he can buy it. I said, we can't ride it. I said, if he gets caught, it's going to cost him.
Guaranteed.
I said, and I think the class costs $10. You know, I'm sure it's a whole lot cheaper than that citation.
Yes, sir. That's for sure. I run into a deal down there at Caney Creek. I believe it was last year. And the guy that lived next to Caney Creek down there, he'd moved down here and bought a house and everything, and he was from up north. And he had a couple of his nieces come down for the summer. And he just took them out there and turned them loose on the boat, just launched it in the water with them in it, you know. He said, call me whenever you want me to come get you. When I pulled in there and was getting ready to load my boat, and they come idling in, and I asked them, I said, that's your boat, right? Yeah. I said, have they had their boat? Or of course, they was probably 19, 20 years old. I said, have they had their boater training, you know? No. I said, you being the owner of that boat, you're responsible if
There's an article in there that talks about being from out of state and operating in the state of Tennessee.
Well, I asked one of the TVA officers, or TWRA officer over here when we had him on the show, I said, what about if you go to another state or another state comes in here, if you've had that course, do they accept it up there? And he said it's pretty much accepted all over.
That's what I kind of understood.
But if they still ain't had it, then they're still in trouble. The guy that owns the boat is the one.
I heard it January 1st, 89, if you're born after January 1st, 89.
Yeah. And yeah, so you can't just turn anybody loose with your boat, because they'll be back to get you. If anything happens to it, you're responsible. And so far, I heard something on it a while back, but I've never heard anything else on it, that they was going to try to pass the law where you was required to carry insurance on your boat just like you do your vehicle. But then they was arguing about whether your boat insurance covered this or that, and then your homeowners, whether they covered this or that, you know, and all that. It was all a bunch of political stuff down there that they was arguing about there for a week or so. It was on the news there for a while, the local news, talking about down to Nashville and how they was going on about it, but I hadn't heard anything else come out of it. You know.
It says that if you're younger than 11 years old,
yeah,
that permit to take that test will not be sold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you're 10 years old, you ain't gonna be operating a vessel legally in the state of Tennessee. If I'm reading this correctly, and going back to the boat registration we was talking about, it says any boat, any vessel powered by a motor, trolling motor, or sail must be registered.
That's right.
Paddles or oars do not have to be registered.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a paper in there somewhere that talks about the paddle boards. Don't say anything about the kayaks.
Mm-hmm.
It says the paddle boards prior to sunrise or after sunset or any time visibility is low. They have to display a white light.
A light, yeah.
And they said recommended a lantern on a paddle board. And there's paddle boards everywhere now.
Yeah, they sure are.
You know, they're about any marina you go to, you rent them. I think even Kingston's they renting kayaks or paddle boards down there in between the bridges. They were supposed to put something in down there. I don't know if they ever got it opened yet or not, but they were supposed to have something the Parks and Recreation Department was.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that, but I did, speaking of them, talk to them, made a call this morning, trying to come up with some stuff to talk about for Steve and I.
Yeah.
The guy at the Parks and Recreation Department said they didn't know when Lad Landing would be back open.
Yeah.
He told me that they couldn't get a definite answer. They got the concrete slab in and had to go to another job and ain't been back. So contact TWRA and TVA. That's going to be a big hurt for our area of the lake.
Yeah. Kingston Park Service down there.
Yep. Like I say, that's who I talked to. I don't remember what the guy's name was.
I think it used to be Randy, Steve.
But they, he said, I can't tell you. And, like I say, that, what do you get in there? 100 trucks and trailers maybe,
Yeah.
and it's full on weekends. So that's gonna keep shifting stuff down to the Lakeshore Park, the Little Emery, and putting them up at the gravel pit in Kingston City.
Yeah.
And just on down, you know, there's not that many places to send 100 trucks and trailers in our area.
No, sure ain't. Now, I was down there in Kingston, and I was getting ready to load up, and a guy come down there and launched his boat, and he had his son in there, and his son couldn't have been 7, 8 years old, and throwed him out in the water, and the boy cranks the boat up and idles it back into the dock there for him. And knowing good and well that boy ain't old enough and didn't have enough stuff, they could have throwed him up for that, you know. No matter what, they can sit in the boat, but they're not allowed to operate anything.
Goes back to the life jacket thing.
Yeah.
If that boat is not anchored or at a dock or what do you call it, moored, I guess that's a dock, and they're 12 years of age or younger, they have to have a life jacket on.
They have to have a life jacket on, yes, sir.
If it's tied up, if pulling somebody on skis or two, that belt like you used to wear back in the 60s and 70s,
Yeah.
they got hanging up down there in the basement. It's not acceptable anymore.
No, not acceptable.
Got to have a life jacket on. You got to have one for every person in that boat, and has to be accessible.
That's right.
But
That's right. I hate that.
then it don't have to be a $100 life jacket.
Yeah.
Them $10 ones from
You know, time,
Walmart will save you.
time,
Me and you, we don't wear them. We got them. If I buy myself, I wear it.
I know
We're guilty.
time and time again, I've seen, especially 4th of July time or something other, whenever they start getting out on them pontoon boats, and all of a sudden they'll have 15 on there and probably won't have 4 or 5 life jackets on there. And, especially the kids are running around there and not have one on, riding up and down the lakes and stuff. That people just failure to read the dang rules and regulations of what they're supposed to do out there on the lake.
And you see them going down the lake in the bass boats or in the crappie style bass boats, sitting in them raised seats
Oh, yeah.
against the law. They have to be sitting down low. You know,
That's true.
and
People take a lot of things for granted. They just think they can just go wild once they
it
get out
takes
on that water.
just a second though and
Be like
that
them.
prop make a mess. Yeah, be
Yeah.
like that fella that drowned. I'm sure he didn't go out there with plans on drowning.
No, had his
Or
life
them
jacket
turning
on.
it. Yeah, he was. They were prepared for
Yeah.
what happened. You know, but accidents happen.
That's true. That's true. Things happen all the time down there. You can get fish hooks in here once in a while.
Yeah. You need to get them fish hooks and fish is what you need to do.
Yeah, that's what Steve was going on about there last week, talking about them fish hooks. Yeah.
There is also on that TWRA website, they're called TWRA Fishing Report. It says each week anglers and guides share tips for finding fish this time of year in your area. That's pretty. We might need to start checking that out on Saturday night before we go fishing on Sunday morning, or
Yeah.
do it day by day. And if they say they're catching them somewhere, they need to take off work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a text message the other day. Of course, we can't get political now. But
Yeah.
it's talking about the deal with Russia. This old guy says, all I hear is Putin this, Putin that. He said, the only thing I want is Putin's my boat in the water.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
You ready for commercial now?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And I know we keep on, Steve won't let us come back over here.
That's right. Poor old Putin. He get blamed for everything,
Oh,
don't he?
yeah.
Even
I
these
ain't gonna
guys.
get you started. I ain't gonna get you started on gas price. At least that new motor gets good fuel economy, though. That's one thing we
Well,
say about it.
it needs to do something, because I got a lot of grass to mow, and gas is pretty high.
Guess we just have to go fishing.
That's what I told them boys at work. I said, I'm gonna get into the goat business. What? I said, yeah. This guy said, I'm gonna rent them goats out and mow these yards.
I tell you, it's getting unreal.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
And they can't decide what they want to do with it.
No. One day I looked there and it was back down to $97, and then I looked again, it was 126. It's up and down like a yo-yo. That's something else, buddy, I'm telling you. I think that's going to curtail a lot of just running around.
Be a lot of people staying home this summer on vacation.
Might be. Might be.
You know, bigger you'd think, but you know, that's just going to hurt the economy and something else.
Mm-hmm.
But life goes on.
Them fishing reports and stuff, I've met the creel officer that they got up north a couple of times. He just asking questions. We went to Florida. It was down there fishing on the lake, and creel officer come up and asked us if we'd done any good. And I said, well, we've caught 20 or 30 or more here. Said, well, what are you catching them on? I said, well, it started out with throwing worms and stuff, and I said, then I started throwing a crankbait and different things like that. And I said, these other boys been right here helping me catch them. I said, doing pretty good. And he said, okay. So he left, and he circled that whole lake. And I guess about 4 hours later, we was back down toward the launch ramp. And here he come up. You fellas done any good? He didn't realize it was the same boat. I said, yeah, we've caught a couple. Well, there's a fella up the lake there I talked to. He said, he caught 20 of them. I went around that lake, I reckon, telling everybody.
Uh-oh.
Well, next time we went down there, you couldn't get on that point.
He told you secret.
Told the secret. Yeah, that got tickled at him. Yeah, everybody said.
Oh, goodness.
That buddy of mine said, there ain't no need to go back to that lake no more. I said, no. Not unless we find somewhere else to catch fish. You know, I reckon they.
I've not heard anybody catch any bass. I think it was Morgan County had a tournament last week, what, 15, 16 pounds win?
I think that's
something like that's what I heard. I did see on that Major League Fishing that Michael Neal's leading.
Yeah.
On Red Crest, that where they're at?
I don't know what it
I
is.
believe that's where it was. And one of the other local boys in West Australia, there's 3 of them local in the top 20
Really?
on the second day. Yeah. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
They represent us pretty good still.
Mm-hmm.
We just catch some crappie. We try.
Hey, you know, I won't pour my minnows out and try a new batch or something.
Yeah. I think you're getting bad ones.
Maybe. Maybe at one, he bet a 1/4 inch. He was.
You end up letting him grow
Yeah.
grow back up.
Yeah, I just throwed him back in the water.
Oh, dear mercy, my
It'll
God.
take him a while
I don't know.
to get big enough.
Yeah.
Well, from them shad that them rockfish pushed up, we sure need some big minnows, that's for sure.
That's good. We was talking about maybe one reason why we ain't catching them crappie.
Good bait.
Or any bass as far as that goes. And I said them were some good sized fish they was smacking.
Yes, sir. Sure was.
But,
Of course, I don't know how big the rockfish was, but they sure made some big splashes
it
out
was,
there.
yeah.
Something else. What did you get on the ready for boater safety thing? Or that was what you was talking about, the thing, date,
Yeah.
89 there.
Yeah, that's what that was. I heard that. Think you want to talk about that boy from down Dale Hollow?
Yeah,
There you go.
that was a good fish there. It sure was. Yeah, down there in Dale Holler. Game warden stopped checking. Fella out of Mr. Daniels, and they had a nice smallmouth down there. Did you say somewhere else they caught a big smallmouth?
Yeah, there's one on the real foot.
Oh,
It looks like
10-4.
she's probably, yeah, 10-4,
10-4.
I'm sorry. Yes. It looked like she's probably 13, 14 years old, and it was a good 5-6 pounder. It's a big fish.
Oh, wow.
It is a big one. The picture, she's smiling from ear to ear.
Yeah,
But,
I'd say so.
That's-
I'd say so.
that's they're putting some good information out on their website and on their Twitter account. That,
Yeah.
Which is informative.
Yeah, let you know what other people are doing, stuff
Makes
like
Steve
that.
feel good that there is at least one fish down there because they throw that back in.
Yeah.
You'll be down there looking for it.
Like that one there on the film there tonight in the show there, when I brought him up there, giving you time to film him, and I started picking him up and set him in the boat.
You trying to claim that twice again?
Yeah.
Well, you can't do that, man.
And, you know, he just hooked
I thought you was going in after him.
You know, he's just standing there on top of the water like, well, I'm caught, you know. I had to reach down there and get him by hand and put him in the boat now.
Is that legal?
I guess.
You caught him, didn't you? That's all that matters. You just caught him in the hand or on your hook or whatever. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I was fishing in Atomic Bass Club with a fella there. Ain't gonna mention no names, but he had a good sized bass. It's 3 or 4 pounds, and brought it up there next to the boat. The dang hook come out, and he said, "Throw his hook down there." I hooked him again. It turned and went down.
It ain't got nothing to do with any of these two guys that's on this show, is it?
No.
Oh, okay, all right then. I didn't think either one of you that did something like this. Steve caught it in the dip net, or knocked it off, one of the two.
Yeah, he knocked it off. He done me that way too many times.
But he's got the dip net though.
Yeah,
Just
he got
get you
the
to
net.
use it.
He got the net for me.
Gotta have that dip net.
Yeah.
Mike, we about being about it for tonight?
We're getting close anyway.
Close.
Anyway, we appreciate you watching the show and listening to us carry on, but hope you got something out of the paperwork and stuff that Jeff got for us. And if you want to go online and check it out and see what's going on, you're welcome to it. What did you say you had to go to on that?
It's
DWRA?
TWRA, yeah.
Oh, you got
Let's see, where is it?
to tweet in there?
tn.gov/TWRA.
Yeah.
And it'll give you the different links to what you're looking for, or on your smartphone, go to your app store and download the TWRA app. It's free, and you can get your license, your registration, do every bit of it. That's what I had to do the other morning.
Yeah.
We took off fishing
Yeah.
and got down there, used to getting a minute. I had to get my license on the phone. As long as we could keep signal where we was
Yeah.
at, we was good. But it's easy, simple. And it's right there.
Miss you. A dummy like me can't operate that smartphone.
Oh, yeah. I just push the buttons and answer the questions. Yeah, but It's got everything on it.
You got to have a credit card too.
Oh, yeah.
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 Have a credit card.
They use that credit card and that debit card yearly on them boat registration, on them license, and anything else you got to. They've even got some pretty nice apparel if you want to advertise for them.
Yeah.
It's good looking hats.
Good looking
Yeah.
hat.
It's got their what they call their news link. It's got everything from hunting, fishing, talk about turkey season coming up.
Yeah.
A good segment on springtime turkey hunting and safety turkey hunting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it was real good. Showed a bear that was roaming around some college campus up above us, 500-pound black bear that they finally got
Yeah.
put to sleep and took him out and turned him loose out on the Cherokee. What's that?
Wildlife.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah.
Forest, up our Cherokee Forest.
Cherokee National Forest, yeah. And turned him loose, and it's got some good stuff on it.
Oh, yeah.
Real good stuff. Got a lot of the podcast that they put out about the fishing down here, and the fishing report. It's got the little video clip stuff on it. It's
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
Like I say, I ain't heard nothing else from. I ain't got to talk to nobody. Been so dang busy and stuff about what's going on in the north or any other lakes. But hopefully we can find out some more information before next week. Hope you can tune back in and watch us. We've enjoyed being here tonight and talking.
Steve will be back next week, by the way.
Hopefully Steve will be back next week and fill you in on what's going on. Because when you're talking to the dummies, you can't expect much.
That's right.
But anyway, we're going to get out of here, and we appreciate it. And God bless you, and see you next week.
All right. Hey, folks, we're over here at Edgemore Outdoors and got Vance back here. They've got a new selection of, what is this called now, Vance?
This is all queen tackle.
Queen tackle, okay.
It's all tungsten. They got tungsten weights, flipping weights. They got drop shot weights. All the jigs are all tungsten heads. There's flipping jigs, football jigs. There's swim jigs down here too. That's all of it's tungsten. There's shaky heads right here.
Okay,
That's
all tungsten stuff.
Stuff.
Well, Vance got my attention with one thing. You can take any jig. Vance, get some of those bills. The chatterbait bills?
These aren't tungsten, but you can take this little chatterbait here and you can make a jig or a swim bait, any kind of head.
Throw it and put a shaky head on it.
Yep.
Son of a gun. I was just wondering how long that was going to take.
They've got different sizes in the blades there. There's silver, gold, and black.
Silver, gold, and black, different sizes in the blades. And like you said, you can take a white jig that you're flipping and put that dang bill on it, and you got you a chatterbait.
That's right.
Well, I wish me and you had thought of that. Folks, listen, do get by here, Edgemore Outdoors. Just swing around here, look at, gosh, I mean, man, the racks are hanging full of stuff, line, oil, just everything in the world here at Edgemore Outdoors. Jim and his crew would be more than glad to help you find what you need.